morning, everyone. It's Thursday and the 14th of November. So we're over the hump. I think they call Wednesday hump day. That was yesterday. Because you're right in the middle of the week, you know. When you're over the hump, there's 2 more days left. Today and tomorrow. Then it's the weekend off again. And not too much going on right now. Work is extremely busy. Snowbirds are coming down, or they've been here already, and they're probably getting prepared for the turkey bird. The turkey bird. Am I going to have a turkey bird for Thanksgiving? Most likely. I'm going to buy me a couple of big, giant turkey thighs, like I always do. I don't buy a big bird. All right, because I'm by myself. Remember, there's a big, giant turkey in my freezer. Okay, I don't even have room for that in my freezer. I got a French door fridge side by side, and no turkey bird's gonna fit in there. They'd have to kill a small baby turkey. But anyway, there is a small discussion I'd like to have with you guys today. It's about what age is too old for certain jobs? What age is too old for certain jobs? Jobs that you cannot do anymore because you might feel like you're too old. Not so much physically, but also mentally. Not because you don't have the ability to think and process your thoughts to make decisions, but it's like you could be in a job where there could be a lot of stronger people or younger people, maybe people with more energy than you. Okay, maybe you could be too old because maybe you don't have the patience that you used to have. I don't know. Everybody's different. But anyways, when we come back, I want to discuss a certain job that was offered to me because I applied. And they responded. So, anyways, I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers and to those people just visiting my channel for the first time. If you guys see something here or hear something in a conversation that resonates with you, then please consider on subscribing. If you do, don't forget to hit the like, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share. I'll be right back with more.
I'm not suggesting anything so complicated.
So, I would say about a week ago, I was doing applications left and right. A lot of them. And I'm still doing that today. So anyways, a couple days ago, I got a reply for one of the jobs that I've been applying, and it was from the Correctional Department of Florida. So that makes it a state-run job. Okay, it's a state employment. They reached out to me yesterday by email and text and told me that if I am still interested in being a correctional officer. Let's talk about correctional officer. Different prisons hold different kinds of criminals. And in a county jail, they have offenders that's not the murder type, or offenders that are breaking the traffic violations. They're like, they don't learn their lesson. They're all speeding, or they're driving drunk, they lose their license, or maybe they kill someone during an accident because they were under the influence. Okay? But for serious offenders, they go to state penitentiaries. Okay? Or correctional institutions. So the job that I was offered was at a correctional institution. Okay? It's a prison, an institution. Within that institution, they could have different divisions of people incarcerated for different crimes. Okay? Capital murder is usually at the state level. Okay? Like Sing Sing.
Can't you get it through your thick skull that I'm broke? Dead, flat, stony broke. See? I've got $3.85 in my purse.
Or some of the correctional institutions in California, Colorado. Every state has a state institution for their capital murder, okay? So, the correctional institution for Florida contacted me and told me if I was still interested, and I replied that I am. So, they set an interview date and time for next week, the 20th. I might be calling in sick that day so I can go to the interview. All right? And I want to see what my opportunities are, and I'll be learning about the work. The interview it's just going to be pretty much, they're going to get a feel for me. They're going to get an idea, a generalization for me, and from that they'll see if I'm a candidate or a good fit for the job. Now, back in 2004, I was living in Virginia, and I applied for the correctional officer exam in that state, and I passed it with an 85%. Okay, and they had called me and told me that I am a candidate and that I should prepare for training soon. All that is a paid training, of course, where you further your education requirement to become a correctional officer. All right? So that's what that entails. And there are physicals you have to go to, and background checks and all that stuff. And then you begin your career as a correctional officer. The question that I have is this.
You've got to tell me what's going on.
It's nothing, Arthur, honest.
Look, Tommy, I haven't pressed you about this thing. I figured you'd tell me at the right time.
Am I still able to deal with working in a confined area where even my movements are controlled, just like the prisoner? Remember, the inmates in these institutions, they're there for a long time, for whatever they did. They're in jail, and so are you. Except after 8 or 10 hours, you get to go home. But for those hours, you are also incarcerated with some of the world's worst. Okay? Am I ready for that? Because when I'm in that building, I do not have the freedom to move around freely as I do, let's say, at my full-time job here. Here, if I'm working, okay, after my 8 hours, I'm done, I'm going home. I have mobility here. I can get up and go to the restroom. I come outside. Okay, I can leave the building if I wanted to. In an institution, you are incarcerated just like the prisoner is. They have lockdown points where you might not get access to. There's a person who's in charge of that, who oversees the whole institution. They press a button and the door unlocks and you leave. Okay? You're locked up just like the prisoners are locked up, or the inmates are locked up. Okay? Do I have what it takes if they lose control of the inmates and there's a riot? Okay. Do I have what it takes? Not only physically, but also psychologically. Okay. How do I feel if I'm walking by an inmate and they throw feces at me? Okay. That doesn't happen in society. You're not in society anymore. This is a different world. Am I ready for these things? How do I feel when another correctional officer that is supposed to relieve me of my duties so I can go home calls in sick? It's possible that I can do a 16-hour shift, or stay there an extra 3 hours, or maybe 4 hours. They might get another person to relieve me so I can leave after my 12 hours or whatever, because I have to stay. And they're going to come in and get overtime because they're coming in early, because the primary person who's supposed to relieve me dropped a dime, right? That happens a lot in jobs that pay very well and got great benefits, but are not the most desirable. I have friends that work in correctional institutions that tell me you have horrible stories. Okay, I have friends also that did 20 years and now they're retired, because in that job and that career, you can retire at 20 years. So that means if you go in very young, you can come out at 40 years old and take up a different career. The problem is, I'm 59 years old. Okay, I'm not going to be there 20 years or 15 years. Okay, maybe 10. Do I want to work until I'm 69? Probably not. 5 years? Most definitely, because I'm retiring in 5 years. But besides the number game with the years and all that stuff, do I have the gumption to do this and keep and stay intact mentally, to put up with things that I've never had to put up with any job I've had in my life? Okay, your life can be a danger in there. Okay, or I can have the next 5 years, hey, no incidences happened. But anyways, I just got to work. I parked in the parking area. I gotta go in and start my day off. So maybe, hopefully, you guys will leave a comment or two. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Kind of put yourself in my situation, that you've been offered this career opportunity that could be wonderful. Okay? The pay is great. The benefits are great. You got free training. There are perks. There are pros, but there are cons. So anyways, I got to go inside. I hope to hear from you guys. And if not, I'll see you guys this week.